Hi everyone, I'm Christina and today we're going to talk about second conditional and third conditional. Little warning, before watching this video, make sure that you know how to use past simple and past perfect. It'll be much easier to understand this video, if you already know how to use these two tenses. Let's get it started. First, check this example. If I was a queen, I would live in Buckingham Palace. If I was a queen, I would live in Buckingham Palace. Am I a queen? Well, I'm not. So we talk about some unreal situations or about a hypothesis. Hypothetically, if I was a queen, I would live in Buckingham Palace. But at the moment, in the present tense, I'm not. Now let's talk how do we form it. In the first if part, as you can see, we have past simple. If I was or if I were. You can use both. This is the only time, the only place where you can say I were. Usually in past simple, don't use it. Avoid doing that. If I was a queen, and the second part, this would isn't any tense. It's just a necessary particle, grammar particle that help us to build the second conditional. Would and infinitive. If I was a queen, I would live. Let's try out more examples. If it rained, I would get wet. If I was rich, I would travel a lot. If I was a president, I would live in the White House. Check this example. If I had got up earlier, I wouldn't have missed my plane. If I had got up earlier, I wouldn't have missed my plane. How do you think? Are we talking here about present, past, or future? Oi. Of course, we are talking here about the past or about our regrets in the past. We got up late, we missed our plane, and now you regret and say, if I had got up earlier, I wouldn't have missed my plane. Now let's talk about how do we form the third conditional. In the first part of the sentence, we can see past perfect. Every single time with every conditional, we go further and further. Present simple, past simple, and now we have the past perfect. In the second part of the sentence, we have would, have, and the verb this time is in past participle form. By the way, past participle is ed at the ending of the verb in case if it's regular, or we need to look up in the irregular verbs list and find there the past participle verb form of the verb. For example, go, went, gone, or do, did, done, or my favorite, which is sit, said, said, or cut, cut, cut. So, in order to memorize and get used to this very long third conditional form, we need to make as many sentences, as many phrases as we can. That's the best decision ever, because in general the conditionals are not difficult. The only problem is that every single time we want to say something, we need to think about, okay, so right now I'm talking about the hypothesis, that's why I'm using the second conditional, past simple, and then the would, and then this is the past, and this is the regret. Oh my god, that's really hard. And of course, when we want to express ourselves, we don't want to think about that. We want to think about what we want to tell somebody. The best way and the best decision for you guys is right now, sit down after the video and write as many examples as you can of second and third conditionals. And by the way, you can write it down in the comments below and I'll check them and correct them. That's an amazing opportunity. Please use that. And now check out more examples of third conditional. If I had studied more, I would have passed my exams. If I had studied more, if I had studied harder, I would have passed my exams. Yes, by the way, would have, the best pronunciation of these two words is would have. Would have. It would be better if you learn how to pronounce would have, because would have isn't so natural, and if you want to sound more native, then repeat after me. Would have. If I had studied more, or even better, if I'd studied harder, I would have passed my exams. If I'd studied harder, I would have passed my exams. So what's happening? I didn't study enough, and then what happened? I failed my exams. I regret about not studying hard enough. Another example. If I hadn't eaten so much, I wouldn't have felt so sick. If I hadn't eaten so much, I wouldn't have felt so sick. It sounds so long and it needs some time, I understand, to understand how to make it work, but it's worth it. So here we can make any contraction. You say, if I hadn't eaten so much, and another one, a would have, doesn't work here because we have I wouldn't have felt so sick. And the last example, which is much shorter, if I had known, I would have helped. If I had known, I would have helped. But I didn't know, so I didn't help. So guys, please let me know if you found it informative and useful. And if there are any doubts or any questions, just write them down in the comments and I will answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe, remember to hit the like button, and remember to leave your phrases, your sentences with first, second, third, zero conditionals in the comments below. And I'll correct them really soon. Have a fantastic, wonderful and nice day. Bye bye.